right, guys, welcome to True Talk. We had a special guest in the house today, Harold Durana. How you doing, Harold?
Hey.
Appreciate you coming in, dude. It's been a long time coming, dude. We've been trying to get a hold of you. It's like you were like MIA. Dude. Almost hired like a PI to find you. But little did I know you were just out here selling a bunch of life insurance, right?
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you coming in, dude. And I just want to let you guys know who Harold is. He's number 6 right now currently in the country with over 600,000 placed in force premium so far this year. So, I was partly joking, but we have been trying to get you in. But he's, traveling all around, helping a bunch of families. But what we're going to talk about today is your story, your journey. So what I love about True Talk is it's kind of take a break from the sales training and talk about basically how your journey from wherever you came from to how you ended up here and everything in between. So I appreciate you coming up. But let's hop right into it, dude. So where are you from originally?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm from Alameda, small little city in California.
Okay.
I'm a regular dude.
Yeah.
Regular guy. Very simple.
Is Southern Cal or Northern?
Northern. Right in the Bay Area.
Okay. Oh, in Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
beautiful weather.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
We're just, we don't have heat like that.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't rain too much. It's not too cold, and it's like heat is like 90s.
And that's not heat to you?
That's heat, 90s. Like it's usually like 80s is hot, and then 90s is like, all right, it's hot.
Yeah. So don't get that hot there.
And then cold is like 50s.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
There's no snow or any of that stuff.
Are you trying to make us feel bad for you? It sounds like beautiful weather. Like everyone's mad at you, and it's like, do you know what we have to deal with here?
Yeah.
I mean, you saw it outside today, right?
Yeah.
So grew up there. Now, were you into sports or anything growing up?
I played soccer as a kid.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played for a while.
Yeah.
Actually, I started when I was like 5.
Wow.
And then you find, I played all the way to high school, and then you find out you're shorter than everybody else, and it's just not going to work.
Yeah. My son's going to do that right now.
Yeah.
My 13-year-old, he's shorter than just about everyone in his, class, and it bothers him, I'm like, dude, hey, you are what you are, bro.
Yeah.
He asked my wife, he said, is there any, pills I could, this when he was younger, like, any pills I could take to make my legs grow long?
Yeah.
Like, go clean your room.
Yeah. They got that surgery now.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to tell him about that, dude. He's 13. He'll be trying to save his allowance to get it, But so soccer, so you played up through high school?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You go to college?
No.
No? What was your...
Well, I went to one.
Okay.
Didn't really...
Didn't like it?
Didn't like it. Didn't work out.
Yeah.
And just kind of went a different direction.
Yeah. Now, were you raised with the whole, hey, got to go to college, get a good job? Was that something that was, instilled in you or no?
Yes, to a certain extent.
Okay.
Like, my older brother went to college.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of like an expectation of like, oh, he should be going.
Yeah.
And then I kind of messed that all up.
Got it. But when you were in high school, was that your plan to go to college originally or no?
I actually didn't have a plan at all.
No?
Didn't know what I wanted. Wasn't like, so like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I should go to college. Everybody else is going.
Right.
And it's funny. It's like, everybody's like, did you get accepted anywhere? I was like, no, because I didn't apply. to get accepted, you got to apply. I didn't apply.
Yeah.
So,
That's a key part you were missing.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, I really had no idea what I was going to do.
Okay.
I'm thinking like, oh, I'm going to do the community college route, and I'll figure it out eventually. Okay. So I was like one of those kids, like really lost.
Yeah.
Really confused.
Were you working throughout high school or?
Yeah. Well, that my senior year, I was working at a CompUSA. It doesn't exist anymore, but
okay.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I worked there with all my friends. So
really?
It was just
one
fun.
Of those fun jobs.
Yeah, it was one of those fun ones. Yeah.
That was my grocery store job throughout high school. Same deal.
Yeah.
All friends, just hung out.
Yeah, just hanging out.
Yeah. So no real plan.
None.
No. So what did you do when you graduated?
I worked.
Yeah. Still same job?
No, at that time, I believe I was already at doing cell phones.
Oh, okay. Selling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Selling phones. And I was doing the community college route.
Okay.
Making a good attempt to go to classes and actually try.
What did you want to study? Or were you just doing general stuff?
Just general.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I really had no idea what I was going to do.
Just
like,
kind of floating
that's
around.
Wild. I had no clue. So lost.
Yeah.
Just thinking like, and like I'm Filipino, so like my whole entire family, everybody's like medical field, medical field.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, what's up with that, dude?
Yeah.
Why is that all you guys do?
So like my parents like, oh, go be a nurse, go be a doctor,
Yeah.
go do something in the medical field, you know?
Yeah.
But-
You want nothing to do with that.
No, I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Nah.
Now you were born here. Were you first generation American?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to Philippines at all?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
went a couple years ago.
Yeah. You like it?
Yeah, it's cool. It's very humbling,
Yeah.
you know, and you see how they live, and it's crazy because they don't have much, but they're so happy.
Right.
Like you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Right. So it was really good. It was good to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, the heat is, you know.
Yeah, they got real heat there, right?
It's real heat. It's real heat. Humid, and then all of a sudden it's a storm, and then I'm back to, 100
Yeah.
degrees again, and with humid,
Yeah.
humidity. But yeah, it's
Sounds like Florida.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah,
Yeah. Cool. So, started the community college. How long did you do that for?
not very long.
No.
Like,
Dipped out of
Bare-
that. Yeah.
barely a semester. I think a semester or two.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I don't like this.
Now, were your parents cool, but what did they think?
I was working
Yeah.
full time. So it was, you're contributing to bills.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like,
Oh, so you were still living at home helping them out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
so it was like contributing to bills. So it was just kind of like, it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
need it. We're not necessarily,
Right. Not happy about it, but also like could
Yeah.
be doing a lot worse. Too.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
there's a lot of kids, graduates from high school don't have a freaking
Yeah,
clue of what they're doing. And
I could be sitting in the room just playing video games all day, not
Yep.
doing anything at all.
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. So you're still selling cell phones at this point.
Cell phone.
How long did you do that for?
2 years, maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
And then that's when I stumbled. After that, I stumbled into insurance.
Okay. Did you like cell phone deal or?
Yeah, cell phones was fun. I
Yeah.
mean, I was literally the guy like bugging everybody in the mall and stuff. Like,
Oh, you
literally.
one of those like in
Yeah.
a standing? Oh my god.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah.
When you're young, it's fun. You're just talking to random people.
Yeah.
And
And
you're
if
working with
10
your buddies.
people walk by, Harold, how many would?
Oh, you
would
have to
get?
talk to every single one. You're
Yeah.
like, hey, come here.
Yeah. So how many would it take? Did you know your numbers? Like if 10 or 20 walk by, how many would it take for you to get someone to come over?
No, I
No.
don't remember. We
Just
didn't,
everybody.
when we didn't. I don't even think we cared about that. It was just
Really?
everybody,
Yeah.
whoever we can get, pull them over.
Got it.
Come here. Yeah, all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I in my younger, more immature days, I'd have a lot of like nasty things I'd say to those people.
Yeah.
But I was not the nicest person,
Yeah.
But because I'm like, they have a cell phone, leave me alone. But dude,
Yeah.
they were in like crazy.
This
bro.
is when it was booming though.
Yeah.
When cell phones was really on the up and coming. When like everybody was starting to get them more. I mean, there's like 5, 6, 7.
Oh, okay.
So like everybody was like, okay, I need a phone now.
Yeah.
Like the first, I
And
was.
that was like when they first kind of dropped in like, because remember back in the day, dude, like there was like 5 people you knew had a cell phone.
Yeah,
'Cause it
exactly.
Cost you $47 a minute to call. Like
Yeah.
I remember my dad had one, but it was
Like-
like, I'm like, can we use it? I was a little kid. He's like, no, we can't use it. I'm like, well, why do we have it for? Just for emergencies. So like,
Yeah.
so you have this thing, and like, well, we can't like call the house. Like, no, it's like $5 a minute. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but if
Like,
you call after a certain like 9 o'clock
Right.
at night, it's okay.
Yep. Call me during my anytime minute. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, or after hours. Yeah, free nights and weekends. I remember
Yeah.
those. So you were selling during those days.
Yep, during those days.
Got it. So couple years doing that.
Yep.
Why'd you leave?
And that's kind of how I stumbled into insurance,
Yeah.
right? It kind of just it fell on it.
Okay.
kind of.
Yeah, how'd you find out about insurance?
So there was somebody I was working with prior.
Yeah.
They were working in cell phones with me. They went into insurance. I don't even know how they got into
Okay.
it. But called me out of nowhere and was like, "Yo, you need to try this insurance thing."
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah, what'd you think when you
You're
first
kind
started?
of like I don't know. What is this? And they're like, oh, it's this company. This is what we do. And
Yeah.
we talk to clients. We sell insurance. I'm like, let's see. I'll go to the the meeting and
Okay.
I'll hear it out. And I did. I went to listened and was like, okay. And then it's like, okay, I'll try it. Let's
Yeah.
see what it really is, right? And it's funny because I'm talking to the guy who was running the office at the time, and he explained everything to me. And then I like go back home, I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna try this insurance thing, and what's life insurance?
Right?
What is that? Like, what do you do with that?
She had no idea what it was.
No, she did. She did, of course.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't.
Oh, you're asking her.
I was like, yo, what is that? And, you're sitting there, oh, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. You're sitting in the interview like, yeah, it's great. And then you go,
so you went home and asked your mom.
Yeah, you're like, what is this? And it's funny because even she was just like, yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Try it.
Really?
Like, she was like, you'll probably be good at it. You like people. Give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, hey, you could try something else. Go back to school.
Yeah.
Try something else.
Got it.
Even like go to the military route or whatever. Yeah.
Wow. So you made the jump, or how was that transition?
Yeah, just straight went in and was like, all right, cool. I'm staying up, living with my parents still.
Right.
Barely had any bills. And it was just, all right, just give it a shot and let's see what happens. I mean, again, when you're at that age, you're kind of like, I'm 21.
Yeah.
And you're just like, all right, whatever, it's going to make me money. Like, all right, that's cool. I'll try it.
Right.
Like, who cares?
Yeah. That's about the age I got my license. It's funny you talking about these meetings. Was that at a hotel?
No. It wasn't at office at the time.
Oh, so you lucked out.
Yeah.
So I remember this is before insurance. Me and my wife, we were getting married and went to one of these big bridal shows, right?
Uh-huh.
You fill out all this stuff. Dude, we had no money. Like, she worked at a bank. I was working in construction. We fill out all these little things like, if you win this drawing, you'll get a free this, free that, right? Just so we get a call. You guys won. I'm like, won what? Like, you won a free trip. I'm like, no way. Yeah, you won it. You have to meet at this hotel. Now, I was young and dumb, Harold.
Yeah.
You meet at this hotel, 7 o'clock on like a Tuesday night, and you'll get the tickets. And I'm like, this sounds a little sketchy, but dude, free trip, right?
Yeah.
So we show up. And there's this dude from the South, he's like, hey, y'all. And he's got us all sitting down. There's like a bunch of people. I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't right. And then he starts pulling out these pots and pans. And I'm just like, dude, what is – and we're like the youngest people there, dude. And it's one of these multi-level marketing deals selling like stainless steel pots and pans. Yeah. And the whole gimmick was if you were to sell enough of these, you win a free trip. So we didn't win shit, dude. They just had us in this damn hotel room. And then he's like he wants to show us how well these pots and pans are. Yeah. Now, nowadays, I would just got up and walked out.
Yeah.
But I'm like in my early 20s, I don't know. It's like, how do we get out of this? Yeah. And he pulls out this little electric burner and he starts grilling up some meatballs in a hotel conference room. But then the burner's like shorting out. So it's not grilling. It's like raw meat, just like half sizzling. And like the room just smells. So we just get up and walk out, dude. Yeah. And then reason I tell you that, my first venture into insurance, I get invited. My wife got recruited by Sean. Uh-huh. I didn't know Sean. Yeah. And then she goes to the meeting and she wanted me to go with her. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go. The meeting's at a hotel tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And I'm like, no way. Dude, so we walk in. Very similar setup, more people. Dude gets up. Hey, y'all. Southern voice again. I'm like, no way, dude. I'm like, this can't be happening again. But then it was insurance. So yours wasn't at a hotel. Yeah. Yours was at an office.
Sean didn't bring pots and pans?
No, he didn't bring pots and pans. There was no half-cooked meat. Nope. That was a disaster. Then we got up and we're walking. He's like, where are you guys going? You didn't get your trip. I'm like, no, we're good. I don't want to go on the trip. But anyway, so you get this meeting. You asked your mom. Did she explain to you what life insurance was?
She did. She nice. Broke it down a little bit. This is what it is. This is what happens.
Got it. Good thing for your mom, huh?
I was like, all right, I get it.
Yeah.
All right, I can do this.
So you got licensed.
Yep. Went through licensing.
Yeah.
The licensing and I actually took my time.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Really?
I took my time. And you look back, you're like, man, why did I do that?
How long did it take you to license?
Probably like 2 months, 3. Like, and
dude.
Yeah, I was taking forever. I was like taking the course, like, yeah, I got it. Oh, I'll do it. Oh, yeah, I'll get to the course. You take the course, and you're taking a few of the little the chapters, and you stop and then go back and stop, go back. Yeah, I took forever. I don't know why.
Yeah.
When I look back, I mean, I get it. Procrastinate. You're at a comfortable position at your last, whatever you're at.
Yeah, yeah.
And you don't want to. You're kind of like trying to drag your feet to leave.
Right.
That's kind of what I was doing. I was dragging my feet. And
so you were still working at the cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. So then you got licensed after a few months. Mm-hmm. Did you leave immediately or did you start part time?
Yeah, I was like, hey, I'm gonna take a 2-week vacation.
Okay. That's the way to do it.
That's literally what I did. I was like, hey, I'm going to take a 2-week vacation. See ya.
Yeah. So if you're watching, that's the wink, wink. If you're watching and you're working a full-time job, that's the way you do it. 2-week vacation. Yep. And then make that transition. You didn't hear that here, though.
Yeah. And then, so I took a 2-week vacation. So I learned everything right prior to the 2-week vacation. I passed test, did everything, learned all this presentation stuff, and took a 2-week vacation, and then wrote some business and was like, yo, I'm not coming back.
Nice.
I'll see you.
The beauty about being young, right?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah,
You're
at
just
that
like,
point, you're like, I'm in my early 20s. Who cares,
yeah.
right? Cell phone job, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. So now, how was that because that's a different kind of sale. You're
Mm-hmm.
used to, being in a mall, kind of, hounding people. Yeah, hey, come on over. Now, was it lead based? How did you get your clients there?
Yeah, it was lead based.
Okay.
So it's pretty similar because you're just talking to people, right?
Yeah.
But it's very isolated, right? We did in home.
Okay.
So same thing.
Yeah.
Except we're at your house.
Right.
So it's like I'm used to talking to people, and kind of going through a process with them.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the same.
Right.
So
Right.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Right. It was just like fun job, paid well. So it was just kind of like, cool, I like this. I'm going to keep doing this.
How long did you do it there for?
12 years.
12 years. Jesus.
12 years.
Wow.
Started in 09.
Yeah. It's a long time, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Build an agency there.
Built an agency, did
Yep.
everything all the
Got
way
it.
through and through.
Wow. See that for 12 years. So, what was it like? Like just going from, selling cell phones in a mall, just kind of,
Mm-hmm.
a few years ago, just hanging out with your buddies in a job to now building a agency and spending 12 years somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Interesting.
Yeah.
It was a grind.
Yeah.
You're working hard. You're doing what you needed to do, and it was different. It's different philosophy of how we operate. So
Yeah.
it's like much more intense. Working a lot more.
Yeah.
So, and it's interesting because in the beginning, it's just kind of like nobody's gonna want to be on my team.
Right.
Like, dude, I don't even want to be on my team. You're like, why would I even hire
Right.
myself? Like, I can't believe I got hired.
That's funny.
And you're just, that's the funny part. You're
Yeah.
like, man,
So, would you do a lot of your recruiting?
just with social media.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily social media. It wasn't that big, right?
Right, it was just
Back then, it was
getting
like MySpace.
Yeah. Yeah. Did they have insurance leaderboards on MySpace?
Yeah, it was like MySpace or whatever. But doing, social media friends.
Yeah.
Trying to convince your friends, like, yo, I'm like doing this thing, and you go talk to people, and then they give you a check.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. What did most of your friends say?
they're just like, what are you doing? It's like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? Like, again, that stigma of like, oh, it's a pyramid, it's, scam and all that stuff. You get all that. But until the bill comes for like when we're partying, they're like, hey, you got it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like-
Yeah. Yeah. Now you want to spend my money. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you want to be part of this.
Exactly. So, did you recruit any friends? Or
Yeah, I did.
you
I did. I've gotten some friends. I mean, over the time,
Yeah.
they'll come, they'll go. It's, it's not fit for everybody, right?
No,
At the
it's
end of the
not.
day, it's not.
It's
an
not even now. I
everybody
mean, it's a different company, but dude, it's not for everyone.
thing. Yeah, it's not.
I mean, dude, there's one Harold doing 600, K, and he's number 6 in the company. This is not, everyone doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's partly the beauty about it. Like, it attracts the right person, and for the right person, it's great, but it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
So you did hire recruit some of your friends.
Yeah.
Now, but to your point, it takes a little bit. Like, how many people did you recruit that you had reached out to initially? They said no.
Oh, a lot.
And then just kind of like through social media,
Dude.
whatever, kept dripping on them, and then they end up reaching back out.
Dude, endless.
Yeah.
It was endless. Like, so many people you reach out to, and you're like, you got to try this thing. You got to try this. You got to try this. I've just come down and just listen to this guy who's going to tell you everything.
Right.
It's like, and everybody's like kind of like, it's kind of, no, I have a regular job.
Yeah. But it's what we've been conditioned, right? That's why I asked you early on, like, were you conditioned to, and you said kind of not really, but there's, whether it's your parents, whether it's school, whether it's whoever, but there's this, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's also not for everyone either. Just like this isn't for everyone. The, hey, go to school, college route, spend 10 years in college and accrue all this, student loan debt and then get a good job. That also ain't for everyone either.
Yeah.
But that's what's ingrained to it. And it's like when we're recruiting from your standpoint of, dude, I'm building my own business, doing this stuff, they look at you like you're crazy. Like,
Yep.
You mean you don't have a 40-hour job? Like, you don't have a boss? You don't have to clock in? Like, no, dude, it's not what everyone does.
Yeah. Yeah. That was difficult,
Yeah.
trying to just understand that whole corporate, even corporate. I'm like, even now, like, I'm like, I still don't understand it.
Right.
It's like, what's a corporate job?
Who
I'm like, I
knows?
don't get it.
I don't understand. I have one. So you did that for 12 years,
Yep.
long time. What made you start, looking out or what made you leave?
Sure. Well, during, the last few years, everything, a lot of stuff changed.
Right.
We stopped going in the home
Yeah.
that, no office basically. You know, all that stuff started changing,
Right.
and it took a turn that I wasn't necessarily a fan of.
Okay.
Right, and it started to get a little different, and it was kind of hard to explain to my agents that we didn't have leads for you,
Yeah.
but you still got to write business.
Got it.
Or with the lead you got, squeeze them as hard as you possibly can.
Yeah. Okay. So leads slowed down,
You know.
obviously. So you guys weren't in home anymore.
No, we stopped doing the in-home thing.
Yeah.
Did Zoom.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was hard, right? You have a lot when you're having too many hard conversations.
Right.
That was when it was like, what is going on? You know, you get agents who are not writing business, and it's like every single day a new agent, another agent, another agent. It's like, yo, I'm not making it. Hey, I'm not making it. Hey, I'm not making. And you having to tell the same story of like, yo, I don't got any leads for you, man.
Got it. So they're like struggling, and you don't have the answers.
No answer.
It sucks.
Yeah.
How's that feel, man? Being in that position.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And it's like every day, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's heartbreaking. It's gut wrenching. You're just sitting there like having to tell somebody like I don't got nothing for you.
Wow.
Or like, hey, I'll take this person's leads and then I'll give them to you.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can try. They're new to you. You've never talked to them.
Right. Wow.
Let's
and
see
all
what
stuff.
happens.
And you've been there so long. I mean, 12 years building this. It's all things that you didn't have to do for those first 12 years or whatnot.
Yeah, well, it was like kind of like that,
Yeah.
you know, for a little bit. But, you know, it just took a turn,
Yeah.
you know, because the influx of new agents was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
It was, you know, and the lead that we worked is a niche market.
Okay.
So it's not like anybody and everybody. It was very
Got it.
niche.
So your agents were coming in faster than the leads.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they're all looking at you for answers because you're the guy running the agency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, let me see what I can do.
Yeah. So at what point did you start looking elsewhere?
Well, you know, somebody actually at the last company was mutual friends. I've known Isaiah Tatamy for a while,
Yeah.
and linked us together.
So Isaiah was already here.
Mhm.
And then,
You know what's funny? Isaiah was there.
yeah.
He came to visit our office and everything. Like he came to visit, saw him and everything, and
Yeah.
he ended up working at the same company for a little bit, and then left and went to Family First.
Got it.
And then that was, you know, then you fast forward, then I was connected, right?
Yeah.
One of the guys was like, oh, yeah, he's over there. You should talk to him.
So you knew Isaiah from your old company.
I met him one time.
Oh, really?
He came to visit the office, and
And that was
it,
Yeah.
you know.
So
And
this
then-
guy, and this is when obviously all the stuff's going on at the old company,
Mhm.
and then someone just goes, "Hey, do you talk to Isaiah?" He went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Had you heard of us at that point yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of Family First for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you first hear of us? Was it online or through another agent?
Well, so a lot of people from our last company come here.
Okay.
So when I first heard it was Claude
Okay.
Berry.
Yep.
Terrence was, you know. So
Yeah.
they've been here for a while, like 5, 6, 7 years, something like that.
Got it. So they left you there and came over here. Damn, that's messed up.
So I was hearing from them for a while.
Got it.
But you know, you're blinded by your own success.
Absolutely.
You're sitting there like, no, I'm good. I got a good thing going. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to look anywhere else.
Got it.
So until things start getting a little weird,
Right.
you're kind of like, what's going on here? Like,
Yeah.
why is
so
nothing
you had to
good?
get to the point where you were like, you know what, I can't do anything here anymore.
Yeah.
Because I think that's like, you know, it's like anything. Whether it's rock bottom or maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's too dramatic, but it's you got to get to that spot to want to do something different, right?
Exactly.
So you can't help someone who don't want to be helped. You can't, you know, change somebody's mind. Just, but when they're ready, they're ready. So you at that point, someone around you knew, like, dude, he's ready.
Yeah. So, well, drop me on a conversation with Isaiah. And, you know, it's interesting. So many people have tried to recruit me,
Yeah.
like prior to me even talking to Isaiah. Like, I've heard it all. Like, it was funny as I went back and looked at all my inbox, and I was like, whoa, I
Yeah.
didn't realize how many it was that were, you know, trying to talk to me. But,
Yeah.
but anyway, you know, just talking to Isaiah, I mean, he put it into a real perspective that hit me hard. It was like, you know, because I was like, yo, I'm doing good. I'm fine. I'm doing well.
Yeah.
You know, again, blinded by.
Were you, or were you
by-
just in denial?
No, I was doing
You're still
pretty
doing it
good.
at that
You're
point,
blinded
yeah.
by your own personal success,
Right.
right?
Yep.
You're kind of like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. You don't really look at the whole picture, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it was for me. So I finally looked at, you know, he put it in perspective. Was like, look, you're good. I get it. Like, you're doing really good. You're making good living. But what about your agents?
Mm.
Right? Because most people, they're like recruiting you for you, not me, because it's like, yo, what about your agents? How's your team? Like, what is going on with them?
Yeah.
So that was an eye opener. It's like,
Got it.
look, let's talk about your bottom guy. Like, how's your bottom, you know, guy doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know, right to one a week maybe, you know, and it's like, okay, well, how do they make a living like that, right? When it's less,
Right.
right? Like,
Yeah.
the carrier comp,
Yep. Carry contract
check,
raise.
yeah. It's just, it was lower. It's like half.
Yeah.
So you're right, 1 and you get half it. It's like,
Yeah.
You're right, 5. Even for the month.
Right. You've been doing a little better. Yeah.
Even that, right? You're looking at it like, okay, even if they did 5,
Yeah.
can you pay your bills on that?
Right.
And you're looking at me, I'm like, no,
No.
not on that, no way. 5, we'll scrape,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But and that's kind of what he put into my perspective. Was
Yeah.
like, yo, even the guy doing 5, at least
Yeah.
they're not gonna leave, right? Because that's generally with agents, right? They leave, they don't see any income
Yeah.
early, they leave.
Absolutely.
Right? But if you at least are, you know, on a different structure,
Right.
and at least writing 1 is still okay
Yeah.
and survivable, that's a different story.
Right. So he talked to you about, you know, different carry contract rates, and but to your point, you were blinded by your success. You're like, I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
But it was really just like, hey, change your perspective. Hey, look over here a little bit. Shine the light on these
Yeah.
guys. Look what they're doing. Are
Yeah.
you really helping them?
Yeah.
Which is kind of, I mean, it kind of hits you a little bit, right? Like, how did
Yeah.
you feel after that conversation and just changing your perspective on your group as a whole versus just you?
Yeah. Oh, dude, hit me in the mouth real tough.
Yeah.
You know? And you're just like, man, he's right.
Yeah.
Because it's like you see the same people on the leaderboard. And I talk about this to people all the time. You should look at your leaderboard. If it's the same people every single time, you got a problem.
Yeah.
Because those are the guys that are only ones that are winning. That doesn't make sense.
Right.
Like when you have a leaderboard that's people are fighting and clawing to be
Yeah.
there, and it's always a different person, or you know, you see that everybody's like kind of up, down, you know, trying to push for that spot.
Yeah.
Then you're like, okay, cool. Actually, everybody's winning. But if
Right.
it's the same exact person every single week in, week out, it's kind of like, how come nobody else wins?
Yeah.
Right. And again, you're blinded by your own success. You get the awards, you get everything, right? And you have
Right.
people, you know, and you don't want to look anywhere else, right? Because like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Why would I look?
And I mean, people don't like change.
Yeah.
Also, the older we get, the harder. Like, dude, if you're in your, like we talking about earlier, if you're in your early 20s, dude, it's easy. Like,
Yeah.
I'll leave that job, hop over here. I don't care. You know, when I was like 16, 17, I worked a different job every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, but when you're, you know, in your 30s and you know, you got some type of stability, it's harder
Yeah.
to just, you know, make these drastic changes. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's a big change, 12 years in one company.
Yeah, I hate change.
Yeah.
I like routine,
Yeah.
process, same thing every time. Yeah, it was a huge change.
Yeah. So from what point, so you talked to Isaiah, at what point or how long after that did you move over?
Probably like a month or two,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at any point did Isaiah sound desperate, like he wanted you to do it?
No. No, he never pressured me, never pushed me,
Yeah.
nothing. And answered my questions like straight up, super straightforward with me.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what about this? Tells me straight up. Yo,
Right.
what about this, and this? Here's what it is, straight up, straightforward.
Yeah.
So
It's like, dude, just be honest. And it's part
Yeah.
of like, you know, this what I love about True Talk is that there is a lot of recruiting training that comes out of this in a way, because that's how you should recruit.
yeah.
You shouldn't be desperate. And it shouldn't just be about you.
Yeah.
You do have a team. So it's like Isaiah showed you that he actually cared more about the agents
Yeah.
as a whole, not just, oh, Harold sells X, so I want him to come over here.
Yeah. That's actually huge, right?
Yeah.
You don't really see that often. That people are like, yo, but I need everybody to win.
Right.
Not just let me get you and get you to come over here and win.
Yeah. So that's a difference. So like ask, well, why did, what was it about Isaiah's call versus all these other countless, but that's it.
Yeah.
Cared more about just you and your team versus just the numbers.
Yeah, everybody's like, yo, you should come over here. You'll make a bunch of money. Hey, you should come over here and make a bunch of. I'm like, I'm cool. I'm good right now.
Right.
Right. And then it's like, yo, your team, the people that you're training.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's different.
Because at that, you're probably tired of being questioned and not having the answers, right?
Yep.
Because that's a tough spot as a leader to be in.
It really is.
For 12 years, I've had the answer for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't.
Yep.
So you moved over. When was that?
It's like September, October of 21.
21.
So I'm about to hit my 2-year mark.
Yeah. And where you were before, was it, you guys didn't sell mortgage and final, right? It was a completely different deal.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah. So what was that transition like for you?
It was like mostly final expense.
Mostly final over there?
Yeah. You got term accidental as well.
Got it.
Very difficult.
Really?
Okay.
What was the most?
At first, it was like, yo, I got this.
Oh,
that
so
was I got this. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've done this before. I got it. I coming over here. I'm gonna be good.
Right.
And
so did you do any of the training, or did you just say, "I'm"?
No, I did everything.
You did? Okay.
One thing that I knew about myself was I needed to drown myself in the knowledge.
Yeah.
In as much as I could. I literally watched, I think, dude, almost like 2 years worth of videos, or maybe even a year or something like that.
Yeah.
Even a video where Sean was like doing a mock presentation. I saw it.
Wow, yeah, that's old.
And I took stuff from it too. It's actually still in my presentation to this day.
Nice.
So like, I literally drowned myself in it, like every day, multiple videos, every single day, multiple videos every single day. So I can get drowned into
that was before you even picked up the phone here.
Yes.
Got it.
Because I needed to change my mind.
Yeah,
I knew I was so stuck in my ways. Like, right, again, habit. Yeah, I like to keep everything the same. And I knew that was going to be the hard part. And then again, I'm like, and also that ego thing of like, oh, I got this. I've been doing this for 12 years. I can figure this out. It's going to be a piece of cake.
Yeah.
And then getting here and then it not being a piece of cake. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
And at first it was funny because I told Isaiah, everybody was still in the field at this time.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I'm not going in the field. He was like, no, dude, you got to go in the field. He's like, yo, people, like, we still go in the field. Like, you can do both if you want. And I was like, I'm not going, dude. Like, I'm not doing that field thing.
Yeah.
I'll do the Zoom thing. And he was like, all right, man, if you want to try it, like, go for it. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll try it. And then I did it. I tried it.
Yeah.
Did the Zoom thing. And it was funny. After the first week of doing it, he was like, because I did pretty well. Did 9 policies like my first week or something like that. And then he was just like, man, you could have done that all over the phone. Did you know that? I was like, what? You had me put it on a polo, button up, and all this stuff for Zoom, and I could do this over the phone only?
So you didn't even know about telesales?
No, I didn't at all.
That's funny.
So I switched it over, and then after that, I pure telesales since then.
Got it. So you've never even been in the home with us?
Never.
All
never been
telesales.
in a home yet at all.
Wow. Now you said earlier that it was difficult. What part was difficult for the transition? Like, what did you struggle most with?
Verbiage.
Yeah.
The way you talk a certain way and your presentation is a certain way. Yeah. It was funny. Even Isaiah was like listening to me present.
Yeah.
Like talk to clients. He was like, yo, like, why'd you say that? I was like, I don't know, dude. It's just your habit, right? It's just you're used to saying these things over and over and over again. So I was like, because I'm kind of used to beating around the bush. That's what the presentation was a little bit. Being around the bush. Yeah. So
so you were trained in the past to not be as direct as we are with this. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Which doesn't work here.
Yeah. That's exactly.
Yeah.
And that was
so what were you getting? What were the pushbacks on the phone? Dude, did people just not trust you?
Yeah. I was just getting like, man, they didn't want it. They wanted to think about it. I'm like, and he's like, yeah, of course. Duh. You're over here like going around the bush, not right. Because at the last company it was like, you don't really say insurance. Like it's such a taboo word to say, like to tell somebody this is gonna be insurance.
And for me hearing that, I'm like, that just sounds crazy taboo. It's like, imagine selling me a cell phone but not telling me it's a cell phone. Well, what the hell are you gonna call it? What is it?
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not a cell phone. Like, it sure as hell looks like a cell phone.
Yeah. So that was what was really killing me because I'm so used to that and I've trained that.
Yeah.
So just trying to get out of that whole mindset of like, even like when you're talking to a client, like, this is life insurance. And they're like, okay. I'm like,
You're waiting for the pushback.
I'm like, yo, what just happened?
Yeah, like, you're okay with that?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, dude, that's what I filled out on the form.
That's what I'm asking for.
Right.
That's what I'm looking for. Are you going to be able to help me or do I got to call somebody
Yeah.
else?
Wow. So how long did that go on for till you realize, like, okay, I got to change some stuff up?
That first week. So
Yeah.
this is very important for new people too, right? You got to be coachable.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, I was like, yo, I got this. I'll figure it out, right? Where's the scripts? I'll figure it out. I'll wing it.
Yeah.
And I did try that. I was like, all right, I'll wing it. Then when Isaiah was like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. And then you come to the realization, you're like, yo, wait, I'm tripping, dude. I need to go back to what, like, I need to go back to being a new agent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a new agent. I'm new here. I'm not 12-year veteran anymore. I'm brand new dude who got to figure it out. Like, I need to be coachable.
And before that, you came in with that mentality of like, I've sold for 12 years.
Yeah,
I know what
I'll
I'm doing,
figure it
which
out.
most, and it's not unusual.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like it's almost warranted in a way, right? Like
Yeah.
you did sell for 12 plus years and had success at that level, whatever. And coming into something new, it's like, well, of course I'll be good at selling. I sold over there. Why wouldn't I?
Exactly.
But it's a whole different ball game.
Completely different. So I literally, again, think that then Isaiah, smacked me up, was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, I need to go back to being that learning mentality, being a student again.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, what do I do? He gave me, all the stuff and was like, you just need to stick to this process, stick to this and everything. I was like, all right, cool. And I really just pushed myself to stick to it the funny thing is it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And like for me to, like, you think about that, it's like me to be uncomfortable to tell a client straightforward what it is.
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Why is that uncomfortable? But it was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, but we're creatures of habit, man. You've been doing it for 12 years one way.
Yeah.
So I understand it. But
Yeah.
but now when you hear it, it does sound crazy. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
you're like-
why is it uncomfortable to talk about life insurance?
Yeah.
It's the lead they filled out,
Yeah.
but you weren't used to that.
I wasn't used to it. So it was so uncomfortable to like tell people like what I'm doing,
Yeah.
what this is. Get straight to the point, not have to like go around in
Right.
circles. And
And you were
call it
still on
something
Zoom
else.
at this time. You weren't doing.
Yeah, I was doing
telesales. Yeah.
Zoom, when he was correcting me.
Yeah.
And then I switched to telesales.
Got it.
But yeah.
Yeah, so you're uncomfortable. Now it's different than being in person, but they could still see it, right? Like
Yeah.
it's visible.
Yeah.
Now, when did you, or how long did it take for you to actually make some sales once you've changed this whole approach?
Pretty quickly
Yeah.
because I went back to that student mentality,
Yeah.
right? You throw your ego away and you go, I'm brand new. And again, being a manager for so long, right? That's exactly what you expect of your new people every time,
Right.
right?
It's what you would have asked them
Yeah,
to do.
you're just kind of like, yo, I need you to be a student,
Mm-hmm.
be moldable. Let me help you. And I was like, I snapped out of it and was like, yo, the same exact things that I ask people of like, I have to do that.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, then I'm going to keep running myself around in circles.
It's like you can, and this is, advice for everyone. Don't ever forget the struggle.
Yeah.
And it's the longer you're in this business and the further you are away from that struggle, the easier it is to forget. I hear it all the time with managers. Like, why can't this guy just do it? Like, dude, slow down. Remember where you were 10 years ago, bro. Remember when you couldn't close a door?
Yeah.
Well, he's in the same spot.
Yeah.
So instead of going, why don't you check your ego a little bit, take a few steps back and go, we all struggled at some point, some more than others. And I feel like the ones that, like, you got over it pretty quick, but I know based off of your numbers and just what you've told me so far, your work ethic is high.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's quick because you got more reps
Yeah.
in the same amount of time that maybe someone got half the reps.
Yeah. And I pressed myself real hard
Yeah.
in the meeting because I was like, I left the other company and was like, there's no, like, I'm not turning back. So this has to work, or it has to work, or it has to work.
Right.
So I need to do what it takes to make sure it works.
Yeah.
So I pushed myself. Like, I work in crazy hours that I didn't need to, I personally needed it for my own my own sanity. Like, I have to learn this fast.
Right.
Like, I got to get good fast. So I like pressed myself. And then once I figured out, then all right, now I can get back to my regular schedule and process, and then just do what I need to do.
How long do you think it took for you to become comfortable with this new approach?
Ooh, it was a while.
Really?
It took a little bit because, again, your sales techniques and how you do things, you're so used to a certain way. It was and you catch yourself.
Yeah.
And you're like, but let me stop what I'm saying. And now you'll back up. And it's funny because, like, with, you get other people from the same company and you just laugh. You just laugh about it all the time. You're like, why'd you say that, dude?
Right.
And you're like, it's just, so you're so used to it. And this is why I like, even to this day, I stick to my own presentation script. I have it in front of me at all times.
Yeah.
Because I know that if I stick to it, I'm not going to veer off. And that's something that, like, again, I knew that I needed to do that same thing to myself early on.
Yeah.
Put everything in front of me at all times so I do not, veer off the path.
Got it. So even though you've been with us for, almost 2 years now.
I still.
Even though you know it, like, I guarantee you could close your eyes and probably recite it, but you keep it there as just a reminder in case you start to fall back. Because even though you've been here 2 years, you did the other way for 12.
Yeah.
So naturally, there's going to be times where maybe the client, is challenging you a little bit. Maybe it's not the smoothest appointment where you may want to revert back to some of these other things, right? And that's human nature. But you have it up there just as a reminder.
Yeah. I'm like, always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And now talk to me about, your team, building a team here.
Yeah.
How different is that? Was that approach any different as well? Was there any, transition you had to make there to be comfortable recruiting, with us?
At the end of the day, at the last company was like herd mentality.
Yeah.
It really was. It was herd mentality because the way the structure was, in order to, it's managers to make money. You had to recruit no matter what.
So you recruit anyone and everyone.
You had to.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't, that was your bonus.
Got it.
That you would have lost.
Okay.
By not recruiting. Whether they stuck around or not didn't matter.
It didn't matter. You said
it was a matter of them coming.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Which is the opposite of we're like, dude, if this ain't for you, I don't want you to be here.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's probably the way the number, it's probably not for you. Statistically speaking, it's probably not for you.
Every conversation I have with anybody new or wanting to do this, I'm like, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be super transparent and tell you everything. And at the end is where you tell me if this is something you want to continue to pursue. Even at that, I go, great. Now, here's the thing. My opinion is very clouded for the industry as a whole because I've been doing it for so long. So I'm going to tell you, yes. Let's jump on Zoom. I'm going to have you talk to some people on my team, somebody who's closer to your timeline because that makes more sense. You're nowhere near my timeline. My timeline's 14 years.
Right.
But if I put you in front of somebody whose timeline is a week, 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, that's closer to your timeline than it is to mine.
Right.
So I want you to talk to these people and get the raw, transparent, this is what it is and what you should expect.
Yeah.
Right? Because for me as a whole, I'm like, oh, I've been good.
Right.
But these people are brand new. They're gonna be the ones that tell you the real, like, yo, this sucks, that sucks, Not me. I'm good all the way through.
Right.
Oh, it's been great.
So you're really, a process of weeding them out.
Yeah.
Because again, we've said it 100 times here, it doesn't work for everyone. Yeah. So I'd rather know right out the gate than you hang around for, a year or two and try to do something that you don't want to do.
Yeah. And the thing is too is this, you at the last company, you're gonna get people like, this isn't what I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
This isn't. Oh, you didn't tell me this. You didn't tell me that. From now, it's like, you know exactly what's gonna. You know it's coming. There is no. I forgot to tell you this.
Yeah. When it comes up, you're like, remember I told you that?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh, my bad. None of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you know exactly what's gonna come up. There's no secrets. Nothing is hidden. This is what it is.
Was that uncomfortable too? Just
Yes.
like the sales piece? Yeah.
Very uncomfortable.
Because again, 12 years you've been trained to, almost like fog the mirrors, right? Sell a dream. Yeah. You'll be great at it, like whatever it was, but you've been trained to do that.
Yeah.
And you had to make that transition.
Now it's like, yo, you got to find it like, hey, let me find some things that might scare you. So let me tell you up front now.
Right.
Like, hey, clients are going to say no. You're going to get rejected. You're going to have bad days.
Yeah.
Hey, you're going to have days where you might even have a week where you write nothing.
Right.
And they're like, oh, okay, I got it. It's like, okay, cool. You understand that. All right, we're good.
I love, Zach Twardowski. I love what he says. And I mean, he's been doing this for years. He'll, in his initial interview, he'll ask you to go, hey, Harold, so when this happens, not if, when you spend whatever, X amount of dollars on leads, say you spend $2,000 on leads, right? And then you go out, you book a bunch of appointments, and you don't help anyone and don't make any money. What are you going to do then? Not if it happens. I'm talking it's going to happen. I promise you. What are you going to do then? Are you going to, and he'll say crying quit or keep it moving. And if they hesitate, it's like it's not going to be for you then.
Yeah.
Because that will happen at some point. I mean, you've had weeks where you didn't help anyone, right?
Yeah, of course.
And also, like, you've had, I'm assuming, we've all been there where we've had a handful of sales. We think you got it figured out, a month or two in, and then you have a week you don't help anyone.
Yeah.
Then you're, like, confused, like, what happened, right? You start second-guessing them. You've been there, right?
Yeah.
What's that like going through that? How do you talk yourself off that ledge?
What's funny is that it's and I was talking about it a little bit earlier, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It's like adding too many sprinkles and sauce.
Yeah.
Right? So I like everything very simple, easy, straightforward, no racing stripes, no sprinkles, no sauce. So my presentation wise, I do the same thing every single time. Very same exact jokes.
Yeah.
Same exact, little things that I say. But yeah, it's whenever I do, like, let's say when I don't write business.
Yeah.
That's the absolute first thing I say. Hey, back to basics.
Mm.
I for sure added too many sprinkles and sauce on this one.
Yeah. So you already know, you're already putting the blame on yourself.
Yeah, I'm already like sprinkles and sauce. So it's too much. I gotta go back. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So and that's definitely what I preach all the time. Yo, back to basics. Go back to basics.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. The more you add to your presentation, the more you try to over explain. It's like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Hey, clients can see that.
Absolutely.
Like, no, keep it simple. Make it easy for them to understand. And that's
And don't ever lose that mentality of look at yourself first, because I think there's people who've been doing this for years that still don't get that. That same week you're talking about, hey, I put a little too many sprinkles on this or put a little too much sauce on the top. They're going, dude, it was those leads, man, those leads. They gave me we didn't even rehearse that. See that? It was just because it's the right answer, right? But it's the leads, it's the area, it's that product that America's too whatever it is, right? It's always something. But you're just going, no, I must have did something different.
That's my favorite when somebody tells me the leads.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm like, all right, what city or what state?
Yeah.
Where you at? All right, cool. That's my next batch.
Yeah, absolutely. Or hey, give them to me right now. I used to love that. They come in and dial, and they'd listen to me or Sean dial for like 30 minutes, dude. Right? We come out of this, whatever, 20, 30 appointments. Any questions? Their question was 9 times out of 10.
What leads are you?
They're looking like, like what? What lead? Can I see those leads? What leads are those? I'm like, give me your leads. Come here.
Yeah.
And do the same thing. Like, it's not the leads. It's you.
Yeah.
And if you can keep that mentality in anything you do here, anything in life, like, it's so much easier. Because if it's someone else's fault, you don't understand, man. The reason I'm out of shape right now, Harold, is my great-grandfather.
Yeah.
He was obese. The reason you're out of shape right now is you eat donuts a lot and ice cream. I know, I've done it. Yeah. But it's not about it's about you, because you don't go to the gym and you eat too much.
Exactly.
Right? Reason I don't dial is it's the leads. No, it's your mentality. It's what you're saying. I love how you put it. You're putting little extra sprinkles on there, some sauce that need to be on there. Just, some people would say you're putting pineapple on pizza. Now, I like pineapple on pizza, but if you don't, it's a little too much, right?
Yeah.
All right, so now we got a question for you.
Sure.
So you did your homework, dude. You are the first person, Harold. I'm not throwing shade at any of our past True Talk guests, but you're the first person that walked in and said, I already know my question.
It's because I watch it.
Yes, it's because you watch it. So, we're going to pull it up here just so I also know the question. Now, I do watch it because I'm on it, but I also forget because we record a lot of stuff. All right. So, we had Jake Conan up, right? My man Jake. Jake said, how big of an impact has your personal production had on your team and allocating the time for it? What lessons have you grabbed onto in order to help growing personally and help growing your team? So I guess, how does your personal production affect your team, right? Good, bad. How are you allocating your time? How are you splitting it up? And then what lessons have you learned along the way that help with both your production? So Jake came with an awesome question, too.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good job, Jake.
So I'm going to answer the last part of it, which is the lessons.
Yep.
And I got this from Isaiah.
Okay.
And one of the things that he talked to me about was when I was in the field. Well, when I was in the field, this is what I did. When I was in the field, that's what I did. When I was in the field, this is what I would say to clients.
Yeah.
And he was like, I caught myself saying when I was in the field. Back when I was in the field.
Yeah.
Like, that's a terrible way to lead.
Right.
And he was like, you know, he told me straight up, was like, yo, don't ever be that guy. Because he was like, he was doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what pushed him back into the field. Because he was like, I kept saying that over and over again. He's like, what am I saying? That's terrible. Which is true, right? So that was something that I'm absolutely grateful that I learned early.
Yeah.
Okay. Then now, as far as like, as far as my production and writing business and whatnot. So I'm a big training person. I love training. I love making sure everybody has the same process and systems and all that stuff. I also have people come to my house all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I have like my setup, which is ridiculous. And then like I have a bunch of screens. And then I have 2-3 other setups in my house. So people can come over and actually work.
Nice.
Okay. So I believe that if I'm going to tell you to do something, I also have to show you.
Right.
Right. I can't just be like, yo, do it this way, and this way. Right. And not show it to you at all.
Yep.
But if I'm showing you that everything that I am teaching you, all the words that I'm telling you to say, I say it too. Oh, it's powerful. You can't beat it. I even have brand new people who will sit there and listen to me present. And then they'll listen to me, and then they'll listen to somebody else, and then they go, whoa, you guys said the same thing. Just different jokes.
Yep.
Sure. But it's the same thing every single time. So now where do you think that confidence is going to be for that new agent? They're like, yo, I can do this too.
Right.
Absolutely. Right? Because I'm telling you this is what I do, and I'm showing you what I do. And, you know, we're on Zoom. I'm screen sharing, you know. And it's funny, I'll screen share the presentation.
Yeah.
And they'll see me going through it, you know. And you are showing what you're doing. You are leading properly, right? You're leading by example. And then all of my managers, the managers on the team see it. What do you think they do?
They do the same
They
thing.
do the same thing.
Yep.
So, you know that what you do, if you don't do it the right way and don't do what you're supposed to do, guess what? It's a trickle-down effect. Everything you don't do and all that stuff, it's going to mess up the whole entire team. But if I keep doing this over and over and over again, you know, I'm like, yo, this is exactly what I do. Can't beat it, right?
Yeah.
Versus, yo, that go to hell, you know, do this, do that, go figure it out. It's like, but I need your help. You know, most of the agents, like, I need your help.
Well, they need an example.
Especially when they do all those sprinkles and sauce and all that stuff. I'm like, yo, watch me do this. And then at the end I go, no sprinkles, no sauce.
I love it. Love it. Now that's great, dude. And it's such a great point. It's like, you know, you have to lead from the front. Like when I walked in here, we never met.
Yeah.
Right. So we met today for the first time.
Yeah.
What was the first thing you said to me? You remember?
I was like, you sound like Sean.
It's like Sean. Now, partly why? Now, first of all, both from New England, right?
Yeah.
So we talk the same. Yeah. But what you're talking about, when I started this business, I listened to Sean Dial, and I wasn't trying to be important, dude. I wasn't trying to add my special sauce. I knew what he was doing was working for him. So I said, well, if he's doing that, it's working for him. If I copy what he's doing, it should work for me.
Yeah.
Let's test that theory. And I tried to sound how he sounded on. I spoke the same way, the same inflections of it, just because it was working. So why screw it up? I don't need it to be the Mike Sizer phone script.
Yeah.
I just need Mike Sizer to go out and book appointments so he can help families and help his own at that. Yeah. That's all I needed. But can you put your ego in your back pocket, right? Can you not make it about you and go, hey, Harold's doing this way. It works.
Yep.
Let me just do it the way Harold's doing it. Versus, let me show you how Mike does it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Isn't our job to help families?
Exactly.
So if the way Harold does it helps more families than my own special sauce that I do, why can I just put special sauce away and do it your way?
Yeah.
Why not?
Keep it simple.
In your way, and I say your way, but your way was comprised of looking at other people who were doing it and getting the results they wanted and going, all right, I'll take this piece from Isaiah. I'll take, like you said, I found this from Sean's presentation from years ago.
Yeah.
Took that piece. Well, Isaiah said, do this. I'll take that from here. And I don't know, Andrew says do it, but find what works for you.
Yep.
You know? Well, that's awesome answer, dude. So we have Muhammad Hamadi coming up next week. Newer agent, up and coming. I say up and coming, dude. He's at, I think, 600,000 placed in force so far this year, building the team. So if you could have one question answered by Muhammad when he's in that chair next week, what would that be?
Yeah. Well, I would say keeping your mindset right. Like, what do you do and to keep your mindset in the right place, going in the right direction? Because a lot of agents, I mean, it's anything and everything can throw them off. But what keeps you going?
Got it. Perfect. Because, I mean, hey, he's doing that type of volume. He's got that type of team. Great question. So we'll get that answered next week. But it is a great point. I mean, that is, we say attitude, activity. Well, attitude is essentially mindset, right? Activity is your work ethic, and you got to have both. And it is a challenge because from both fronts, right? You're not doing so well. You went a week without helping someone. You got to manage your mindset.
Exactly.
You also got to manage it when you're up here, because that's what you're talking about when the little special sauce comes in, right? It's like you may have said something in one appointment and that you didn't really say, and then you had a great appointment, and then you're like, well, I'll just do that every time, and then you keep adding to it, right? You become special.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you help no families.
Correct.
You're like, I guess I'm really not that special.
Yeah.
Just go back to what was working.
Doing the most for no reason.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. Doing the most for no reason.
Yeah.
So we should name this episode Doing the Most for No Reason. But, dude, I appreciate you coming up doing this. This is great. And guys, appreciate you watching, downloading. Tune in next week to get Harold's question answered. And when Muhammad Hamadi is here in studio, we appreciate, Harold, you coming up. Appreciate this training. And, guys, we'll see you next week.